offenses that the uncle get. He kena penalty almost 500,000.
Oh.
Yeah, he's only a contractor, sole proprietor. He's not a business, not a sendirian berhad or what. He was sentenced to jail for 7 days. So the penalty is 200 to 20K per e-invoice.
Wow.
So you can try to calculate within 1 year how many e-invoices you are supposed to issue.
Yeah.
And then multiply by maybe 200 minimum. You get your penalties.
Okay, so we know how this helps the government with tax compliance.
Yes.
But for the SMEs, what is the benefit?
Okay, so
Hello listeners, today we'll talk about a very important topic which is e-invoicing, and it affects all businesses in Malaysia. So Malaysia has progressively implemented mandatory e-invoicing system. This is to enhance tax compliance and also to support the digital economy. The rollout has since began back in 1st August 2024. So what does this mean? Under this system, all commercial transactions, whether it's B2B, B2C, or even B2G, must be documented using e-invoices, and then these digital invoices must be submitted to the Inland Revenue Board of Malaysia, or IRB, or some people call it LHDN. And today we have a very special guest to share more about this implementation, which is QNE, the #1 AI Cloud Accounting software here in Southeast Asia. And from QNE, we have Shirley here. Shirley, welcome.
hi Bob. Hello everyone.
Yes, so let's get right into it, right? So this is a very important topic, like I said. It affects all businesses here in Malaysia. There's a lot of news, there's a lot of announcements, there's a lot of news. But what should SMEs pay attention to?
Okay, so right now, the latest, biggest news, I think, is e-invoice actually will spread out to 4 phases. So the 4 phases will include the businesses where their revenue is 150K to 500K. So they are they are smaller business than the July's batch. So it's a good news to everyone. Not really everyone. The 4th batch, they will have more times to prepare for e-invoicing and also to adapt and to learn about e-invoicing. Much longer transition period for them.
So they say I'm a very small business there. Do I still need to do e-invoicing?
Yes, basically, unless you actually have a revenue that is below 150K. So, and then you are exempted from e-invoice mandate.
Okay, so we know how this helps the government with tax compliance.
Yes.
But for the SMEs, what is the benefit?
Okay, so it actually brings benefits to our business in terms of better cash flow management. So in e-invoice mandate, they actually require you to submit certain e-invoices on a certain deadline. So one of the e-invoice that has a monthly deadline is actually a consolidated e-invoice. So when you need to submit consolidated e-invoice on a monthly basis, it means you need to really monitor your accounting management. The smaller business or micro businesses, right, they tend to do their accounting on a yearly basis. It means that they are going to compile all their expenses, all their sales, and then pass it to their accountant at the end of the year. And then from there, the accountant will try to calculate their tax, and then they might do some modification, right? This is what LHDN is trying to prevent. They want the actual sales and also actual expenses that you're doing. So this actually also helps businesses in another way. So because when you're doing on a yearly accounting, right, you cannot really know how much cash you have left in your bank account. You know how much money you can utilize to expand your business and all that. So better cash flow management for our businesses. And also one more thing about e-invoice, when it's implemented in future, it's going to be a proof of your credibility also, other than CTOS. One of the example is a bank is going to look at whether you are compliant to e-invoice or not, and then approve your loan or not. So it will be one of the criteria in future.
As a business owner myself, I can see how it affects, right? So I also don't do so regularly my accounting, but now every month I have to submit the the e-invoices and things like that. So it helps a bit with the planning, right? Also helps you to plan the cash flow, the expenses, and have you. It makes you want to look into your finances more regularly.
Yes.
So it's been 1 year now, and I know, Shirley, you've been traveling across Malaysia. Like sometimes you're in Penang, sometimes you're in Sabah. What are the most common misconceptions they have about this e-invoicing?
Actually, there are a lot. They still have some misunderstanding about e-invoice, about the concept of e-invoice, how it actually runs. One of the most frequent questions I get from our users, our clients, and also from the audience is about self-bill e-invoice. So in e-invoice, there are sales, there are self-bill for expenses. So self-bill e-invoice is actually the responsibility of the customer. So customer can only issue certain self-bill e-invoice on a certain criteria. That is only allowed. And then we often hear questions like, I didn't receive e-invoice from my supplier. Should I just self-bill? Should I just self-bill e-invoice them? So we also have a user, because they don't really understand about this. They send us a message asking us about this scenario. They say, my supplier asked me to self-bill them because they don't want to issue e-invoice. Because our user, right, they are very confused. They ask us, is this salah ke? So answer, definitely you cannot do that lah, because obviously in the e-invoice FAQ that was provided by LHDN, it clearly stated that you cannot issue self-bill e-invoice if it's not under the criteria that was set in the guideline.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the one of the very big misconceptions by a lot of our users. Even though they attend our the seminars for a few times, they're still quite confused about this.
Some will say, I already do invoice, right? I send PDF to my client.
Yes, that is also one of the misconceptions. They think that PDF is equals to e-invoice, but it is not. It's actually electronic document, not e-invoice under the LHDN's context. Yeah, so it's a different digital file type lah.
So they also need to know what stage they are in, am I correct?
Yes. So the stage that we mentioned earlier, right, about the 150K, 500K, so it's actually based on the 2022's audited report. So if you never submitted that year, then you are in danger. You better go and check fast what is your status. So basically it's based on 2022's. But then if you are under below 150K, if you are in that group, then it's based on your annual turnover. If you are 2023, you refer to 2023. Once you exceeded, you need to start e-invoice after 1 year. They give you a 1 year transition period on that.
Okay. So when it comes to this, right, what a lot of people might think is, wow, there's so many things. There is, I don't know, I have to do my accounting now, I have to submit my expenses now, I have to submit my invoices now. So what if they cannot comply? What happens?
Okay, so the worst case scenarios, you have to go to jail lah.
Are you sure?
Yes, because it's actually written down already in our Income Tax Act. So if you are not complying with e-invoice, where you did not issue e-invoice that you're supposed to issue, is considered as offenses. So one offenses equals to one invoice. So you can multiply the penalty. So the penalty is 200 to 20K per e-invoice.
Wow.
So you can try to calculate if within 1 year, how many e-invoices you are supposed to issue.
Yeah.
And then multiply by maybe 200 minimum, you get your penalties. And that's not all. You might also offended other offenses. For example, you did not submit your tax return right. Then that's another offenses that they're going to stack up. Yeah.
So
and then
200 to 20K per transaction.
Yes, that's penalty part only. So if the scenario is still heavy, you might go to jail for that. So it's not more than 6 months lah, even though it says.
When it comes to this, right, there is also a risk they might trigger an audit, am I right?
Yes. So one thing that is actually before they were sentenced to any offences. So we heard about one uncle in Seremban. So he's actually a contractor, 70 plus years old uncle. He didn't submit his tax return for 3 years, I think. 3 years in a row. Yeah, and then it's not e-invoice yet. It's not e-invoice yet. It's only normal tax offences that the uncle get. So he kena penalty around 500,000, almost 500,000.
Oh.
Yeah, he's only a contractor, sole proprietor. He's not a business, not a Sendirian Berhad or what. Very regular business lah. And then he was sentenced to jail for 7 days. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. So I think this is the first case that we know of that people actually was sentenced for jail because of tax offences.
Wow, there you have it. It's not only, Sendirian Berhad, even if you're sole proprietorship, also you can get.
Yes, that is on tax. And then we have another one is about e-invoicing. Around February, they released a press release about e-commerce merchant. That there are actually 66,000 of e-commerce merchant that they know of is not submitted any tax ever. They are doing business, but they never submitted any tax. And LHDN has already all the name list of these merchants at their hand. So expecting penalties and letters from LHDN to these 66,000 of merchants. Yeah, so this is the power of the e-invoice system.
Wow, sounds serious. I have a lot of friends who are in this e-com business as well, and Malaysia has a lot of e-com businesses. So QNE AI Cloud Accounting software is their latest addition to QNE software line of product. So can you tell us what is AI Cloud Accounting?
So for AI Cloud Accounting, it actually the main point is AI and cloud.
Okay.
So we're actually using cloud technology to to develop an accounting system that can be used by our users anytime, anywhere they want. So it's because the apps itself, the server itself is actually on cloud. So it's like using WhatsApp. When you're using WhatsApp, your chat history, everything, right, is actually stored on cloud. It's not stored in your phone. So it's a similar process of how we utilize the cloud technology. For the AI part, we actually implement AI technology into our accounting process for our accountants. So we help to reduce their repeat tasks such as data entry. So one of the features that we have in our QNE AI Cloud Accounting is an OCR technology, which we call quick scan. So from here, the accountants, they don't have to manually do data entry to record their costs, their supplier invoices. All they need to do is to upload the PDF file itself or even image into the system. So system is going to extract the data and transfer it into a transaction directly in the system, so they can capture the cost directly.
As a business owner, right, one of my challenges is to do financial planning or to do forecasting. So how does this help with that?
So to help our business owner to do their financial planning, actually in QNE AI Cloud Accounting, we have this AI financial advisor. So what it does is, it is going to use your data in your system. It is going to extract certain financial important information and analyze it using big data servers such as ChatGPT, Google Bard, and it's going to narrow down the comparison within Malaysia region and the same industry. And then you will know where you are. And then from there, you can also get some advice from the AI itself about your database, whether you have too many suppliers, too high cost, too little customers. They are going to give you advices on that also.
So with all this, right, what if I need help? And like in the middle of night, I need help. What happens then?
Okay, so this is because the AI actually works 24/7.
Oh.
So it's like your own financial assistant. So whenever that you feel like you need to know your sales, what is your profit, what is your bank balance as of now, you can just directly talk to the AI chatbot. So we have this AI chatbot that can help our business owners to generate the information that they need.
Okay, so when it comes to this, AI is a very big word now, right? So it's a very trendy word. I go to all the conferences, people talk about AI, and some people think that, hey, this AI is for large companies only. But how does it help the SME?
Okay, so AI for large company is quite like a past impression. People think that if you want to implement AI into the business, you need a budget. You need like big budget to actually implement AI. But that is not true now. For example, like our QNE AI Cloud Accounting, it actually provides a platform for all our users, not just our user, everyone, to use AI in an affordable way. So we just a minimal monthly fee under 100 ringgit per month. You can actually utilize all these tools to help to automate your business process.
So this AI, right? How does it really help SMEs?
So one of the first thing that comes to accounting, right, is to reduce repetitive tasks. So I think this is very important for our SMEs or even MSMEs because they don't really have the budget to hire a lot of people to help them do this task. So why hire more people where you can actually use AI tools to reduce all these what they call that tedious tasks? Yep. And then other than that, AI is also used in the system to help our business to be more compliant to e-invoice.
Okay, so when it comes to this, right, we would think like, oh, AI is so complicated. Why not I just hire a full-time accountant?
So actually in business, hiring the right people is the most difficult or challenging part of a business. People comes and goes, especially we have different millennials. So there will be a difficulty in communication, expectation, and all that. So if you want to hire a people that can match the capability of an AI, practically is impossible. So in fact, we have conducted a survey with our accountant partners. They actually told us they have saved more than 84% after switching to QNE AI Cloud Accounting when they are doing one client's accounts. So it means you actually save for 5 manpower. So if let's say one accountant, you pay them like 3K per month, you're actually saving 15K per month on your salary cost already.
So even if you work with accountant, right, there is a chance that they can have the error to stay compliant with the LHDN rules. So how does AI help with that?
All right, so first of all, because we are on cloud, like what we mentioned earlier, so it means that all our deployment, all our new release, it will be deploying through cloud also. So anytime you are using the system, you are using the latest version. So if you compare to Windows, you need to update like version per version. Developer tells you to do that and then you upgrade, right? So you save you all the time on arranging appointment with your suppliers. So that's one thing. So other than that, we also have a team that actually monitors on LHDN's release on a daily basis. So it means that whenever LHDN actually release a new kind of rules or guidelines or whatsoever, we are going to apply that into our system immediately. So if you are comparing with Windows application, you don't have to worry about you have to update to the latest version. You have to make appointment with your service providers. You can save all this time if you are using a cloud application such as a QNE AI Cloud Accounting because every release is automated.
So compliance is important, but how does QNE help these businesses to go further?
So in short, QNE AI Cloud Accounting actually helps businesses to save time, avoid penalties, and make the whole business operations much more smoother.
Okay, so compliance is important, right? But how does QNE help these businesses more?
So in our system, we have these 5 QR codes. So 5 QR codes is actually represent different functions that encourage collaboration between different parties. So businesses is an ecosystem. So we have our customers, we have our suppliers. So when it comes to like a traditional way of doing accounting, so we always think that accounting is only internal process. But using cloud accounting or AI cloud accounting, it actually encourage the collaboration with suppliers and customers. So first of all, we have this QR code, what we call customer request info, where you can actually send out the invitation to your customers to modify their information in your system directly. And then we have self-bill QR consent. So this is actually to assist our business when they need to issue a self-bill e-invoice to suppliers. We get their consent in advance first. So they need to sign back to us saying that they are aware about e-invoice and all that. And then we also have another QR code to our self-bill, not really self-bill suppliers, to our suppliers if they are below 150K. So we know that 150K is only temporarily. So when their revenue reaches 150K and above, they need to start e-invoicing. So for this one, we are actually asked our suppliers to self-declare. During this year of assessment, I'm actually below 150K, so I don't have to issue you an e-invoice. So it's some kind like a self-declaration. And then the fourth QR code is an e-invoice request portal that we have. So in our businesses, they don't really have to go and memorize what kind of information they need to input to issue an e-invoice. All they need to do is just issue a normal invoice, and then we have this QR code attached together. So whenever the customer requires this e-invoice, they can just scan and request it themselves. So it makes the whole operation much more smoother.
So how does the AI-powered solution help?
Other than the 5 QR codes that I mentioned to help us to comply e-invoice much more easier, we also have these AI power solutions that I mentioned earlier. So we have Quick Scan, we have AI Financial Advisor, and we have a chatbot to help our business owner. But I think one of the features that I want to really emphasize here is our auto bank reconciliation to help our accountants. Accountants, they do bank reconciliation at least 30 minutes and above. 30 minutes and above. That's the least time they need when they are doing bank reconciliation manually. But in our system, we are using a bank statement that was generated by the bank itself, upload it, and we can help them to auto-match everything. So we have done some experience. It actually helps our accountants to reduce the time of reconciliation to up to maybe 2 minutes. Then they are done.
Wow, that's amazing. With all these things we learned today, e-invoice is going to affect all businesses. So how would the businesses prepare for this now?
So for businesses that you say, I don't want to waste any more time, you want to go straight for solutions, I would suggest that you look for service providers or softwares that actually provides AI cloud-based, and make sure that the services or the software is compatible with your business needs. If you're still unsure, we have this special package for our businesses. So this package will include a 1-year QNE AI Cloud Accounting software, unlimited training, e-invoice checklist, as well as e-invoice community support. All this for just 950 ringgit.
Thank you, Shirley. I know that this package, right, is actually worth 4,500 ringgit. Now you get it just for 950 ringgit. So last question, right? What happens if you're a freelancer or an accountant?
So if you are a freelancer or accounting firm that actually offers a bookkeeping service, we have an exclusive package for you to manage multiple companies. So this package will help you successfully transition in e-invoice era.
So if you are a freelancer, a bookkeeping freelancer or accountant, please contact QNE if you have any questions.
Okay.
So we have learned so much from QNE today. Of course, e-invoicing helps with tax compliance, but it also helps businesses as well. It helps with cash flow management, access real-time financial data, and also help them to prepare for a better financial future. Thank you, Shirley, for sharing with us today.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.